about my tape-in extensions. I have had so many amazing compliments and questions regarding these extensions, so I'm here today to hopefully answer them all for you. So first off, tape extensions are a more permanent form of extensions. They are basically a little weft with a sticky kind of side on one side, and they pretty much get sandwiched together in between your own hair. So they are a permanent extension which does require maintenance. So these extensions I actually had done at the salon. Of course you can do it yourself, or get a friend to help you with it, especially in the back, but I definitely find going to the salon is the best bet because they obviously color match it for you. They'll ensure that you have the perfect color, that you have enough of the extensions to work with so it's not going to be looking scraggly, and that the application is just going to be flawless. So as you guys know, I went through a really crazy color correction from my crazy colored hair to this beautiful caramel colored hair. If you guys wanted to see the video and all the information about that, just watch it here and hopefully that will answer some of your questions. So what my amazing hairdresser Anne-Marie did was, after my hair was colored, they then went in and color matched to get the perfect kind of color. All types of extensions, she does not recommend just getting the one straight color because no one's hair is pretty much just one color. Even if you have black hair, they always do a little slight variation of just some different tones to make it look more realistic. So she pretty much chose 4 different shades and they're all worked within my actual hair. So it does give it just a really nice, realistic, almost sun-kissed appearance to my hair, which I absolutely love. So the extensions that she uses and that she recommends are the Show Pony extensions. They are of course 100% human hair, and I did get the 20-inch length extensions. Now because my hair is so thick, she recommended me getting 1 full head plus a half a full head. So there's quite a few pieces of tape extensions throughout my hair, but I definitely rather have more pieces than not enough. So one thing as well, you guys are probably wondering, I want to get the tape extensions and do it myself. I'm pretty sure that Show Pony only sell to professionals or only sell to salons. So yeah, just kind of bear that in mind. Of course there are many other websites that you can buy tape extensions from, or the salon, if you go to a salon, would probably have their own brand that they work with and that they love. Alright, so for application, basically the first thing they did was wash my hair. They shampooed it, dried it, blow dried it, and then they straightened it dead straight, like as straight as they possibly could, because obviously that's going to give you the cleanest sections for parting, and it's just going to make things a lot easier to see and just cleaner to work with. They had all of the extensions ready to go in all their packs, and it was so exciting. Basically what Anne-Marie did was start at the nape of my neck and work my way up. Of course she left a decent sized perimeter around like the sides here, all around the nape of my neck as well. So then when I do wear my hair up, there's no kind of tapes that are peeking through. And of course, like all around the crown area, there's just like a veil of hair that she leaves around all of those perimeters. So of course, it looks nice and natural. I'm just going to take this off to show you guys. I just actually had them redone today, so they're nice and close to my scalp again, because obviously they're tapes, so they stick onto your hair, and then as your hair grows, the tapes obviously grow down with it. And because it's taped in at that little section, you can't actually brush the roots of your hair, so of course they do need to have maintenance. I will go into the maintenance a little bit more in a sec. But yes, I have just had them pushed back up so they're nice and close to my scalp. So this is basically it here. So as you can see, the colour on the bottom is that little bit lighter, and then she's got a different colour on the top. So she does always use the 2 different colours with 1 piece of the extension. So these are 2 of the tapes here. So they get 1 tape, they section off a tiny little slither of hair, they place the tape underneath, then they get the other tape and then basically place it on top and press it together. So that way it's pretty much sandwiched in between your own hair. I'll put this back on. If that's, I think that's upside down, who cares? So that way it just stays in your hair. If you wash your hair, it will stay there. Of course, if you apply massive amounts of heat, it will kind of melt the tape and you can take them out, but then you're left with a sticky tape residue in your hair. So they are definitely a permanent form of extensions. I don't take them out until they take them out. So I wear them 24/7, 365. So the application, obviously it does depend on your hair, how many tapes you are having in, but the application took roughly about 2 hours. So she did have like a almost offsider with her that was passing her their tapes, and she was just working her way all the way up my head in rows. So I think I've got about 8 rows of extensions, starting right at the nape of my neck and working all the way up. Now cost wise, you guys are probably wondering how much does it cost. Unfortunately, I'm not going to share the exact price with you guys because everyone's hair is so different. The same when I had my tattoo done, I didn't share the cost of it because every situation's different. Everyone's hair is going to be different. The scalp, literally like the size of the scalp is different. How many tapes they'll need will be different and all that jazz. So it does vary for everybody. All I will say is good hair ain't cheap and cheap hair ain't good. So it is definitely worth spending the money and getting good quality extensions and an amazing stylist to put them in for you because you want them to look good. So yeah. Also, I did want to mention that when you get new extensions, tapes aren't so bad compared to other type of permanent extensions, but when you do get new extensions, because they are so close to the root, there is going to be a fair bit of tension on your scalp and just in that whole area. So you may find it a little bit hard to sleep for the first few days. Other people are completely fine, but me myself, it is a little bit harder to sleep at first. As well, you may get a bit of a tension headache the first day or two, or if you do suffer migraines, you might actually get a migraine just from the added tension in that area. So definitely bear that in mind. Another thing I forgot to mention as well is the added weight, especially if you're going from having quite short hair to having really long, voluminous hair. There is an actual lot of excess weight that's going on your head that you're probably not used to, especially if you wear your hair up in a messy bun. You may find like, oh, my neck's getting a bit of a workout. You definitely do get used to it, but it is very different to start off with, especially if you're not used to it at first. Alright, so care and maintenance. Everyone's hair is going to vary, but definitely brushing your hair all the time, every day is a must when you have tape extensions. Now for most people this is just second nature, but for me I found it quite hard because I don't brush my hair every day, especially when I'm at work. I don't brush my hair for a week. I just shove it up into a bun and just go to work. And that was well and good when I didn't have my tape extensions, but when I did have them, it was not good because they kind of matted and got really knotty. So definitely brush them every single day, more than once a day if you can, is going to be the best. I don't find that they knot, like not compared to clip-in extensions, you know how they kind of knot when you're wearing them. These definitely don't do that. They just sit and act as my normal hair does. But of course, before going to bed, it is really recommended that you give them a really thorough brush. I do recommend getting a kind of a special brush designed for extensions, or even like a tangle teaser or something like that, something that's not going to actually rip at the tape, and just try and get in there as much as you can. When it comes to washing your hair, it is really important not to kind of like lather your hair. You will need to change how you wash your hair. So I do recommend that you just be extremely gentle and treat it like you're washing extensions, obviously, because you are. I always try and keep going in a downward motion rather than like roughing it up too much, because that's just going to cause knots, especially when you're going in between the tapes. Obviously you can't get right in there. You can, but you can't at the same time. So I basically go in between the rows of the tapes and just slather as much shampoo on there as I can and try my best to really get in there. Now I do know that Show Pony recommend using a special type of shampoo that is tape safe for their extensions, so definitely look into getting, you know, special shampoo and conditioner for the extensions if you know that's what you want to do. When it comes to like sleeping and things like that, I always religiously put my hair in a plait before I go to bed, just so it's not going to go everywhere when I sleep. And I do toss and turn a lot when I sleep, and I'm really worried about it like wrapping around my neck or something like that. So yeah, I always do plait it before I go to bed. It just helps keep it in place a little bit more and just makes it easier in the morning for when you wake up. So So when it comes to styling your extensions, because they are human hair, of course you can use heat and all that jazz on them, but as I did say, just be extremely careful of applying massive amounts of like concentrated heat, especially on the tape part of your hair, because that will actually melt the glue in the tape and they will slide a little bit, or they could actually come out completely. So just bear that in mind. Try and just use really gentle heat around that area. The rest of your hair, go nuts, go for gold, but yeah, just around the tape areas, just be very careful. When it does come to drying my hair off and stuff like that, it does take a lot longer to blow dry than normal. As well, right in at the scalp is where it can be a lot harder to dry off, because there's just so much extra hair in there and there's the tapes in there, so it does take a lot longer in terms of, you know, getting ready and stuff like that. But as well, on the same token, I can wake up in the morning and if my hair's been in a plait, I can just take it out and I'll still have beautiful looking hair. I mainly find that it takes longer when you wash your hair and have to do like the blow drying and all that. Luckily, I don't really wash my hair that often, probably once or twice a week, so I don't have to deal with that too often. Alright, so the maintenance on extensions, I did mention this before. So obviously, because the tapes are permanent, they will grow down with your hair, and you will need to get them taken out and then pushed back up to your scalp again, and then you basically start the process all over again. It's just like regrowth with your hair color. You will get regrowth with tape extensions or any form of permanent extensions. You will get regrowth. So I had them pushed back up today actually, and what they did was, I went in the salon yesterday, they removed them all. They used a special type of solution to break apart the glue, just sprayed it all in, took the tapes out, and then gave my hair a really good brush and a really good wash and just got out all of those knots. And then, oh, it actually felt really nice to be able to run my hands back through it again. But one thing as well, like quite a few people can say that tape extensions damage their hair, or they've had so much fallout from tape extensions. Yes, of course, it does put tension on your hair and there will be a little bit of stress to your hair. But one thing you need to keep in mind as well is you roughly lose about 100 hairs every single day off your scalp. So where the tape extensions, you can't actually brush or get rid of that excess hair because it's literally taped in. So when they do take the tape extensions out, there could be a month's worth of shedded hair that hasn't shed, like a couple of 100 hairs there that obviously get brushed out. So it can look like you've lost hair, but it's just your actual natural hair falling routine that hasn't really been able to happen because it's been taped into your hair, if that makes sense. So anyway, I basically went through the whole thing again. Anne-Marie actually put the extensions in a little bit differently to how she put in last time, just to ensure that there's not tension on the same areas of your hair all the time. So she just staggered them a little bit differently, and yeah, it's just been amazing. So how often you have your extensions pushed back up is completely up to you. It has been a month since I've had mine, and it's probably a little bit too soon to get them pushed back up, but because I wasn't really looking after them as well and I had this massive knot in there, I really wanted to get that sorted before it got any worse. So I'll probably try and stretch it out to 2 months now if I can, but as I said, it just depends on how you look after them, your natural hair growth, how fast your hair grows, and you know, all that jazz. So yeah, hopefully that has answered some of your questions, guys. If you have any other questions, please post them down below and I will try my best to answer them for you. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. It would mean so much to me. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. I upload new videos every Tuesday and Friday. Alright guys, I love you all, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Mwah!